this video, we will start with revision exercise 4 of circular measure and trigonometry. You will find this on page 215 in the Namibian AS-Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx+c to success. Let's start by doing, I want you actually to stop the video and I want you to do number 1, number 2, as well as number 3. In the next video, we will do number 4 and 5. Okay. So, as soon as you are finished, you can continue the video. Let's start with the first one. Number 1. In the diagram, ABED is a trapezium with right angles at E and D. There you see it. And CEDE is a straight line. The lengths AB and BC are 2D and 2 square root 3D respectively. And the angles BAD, so see BAD is 30 and 60 degrees respectively. Find the length of CD. Let's just mark it. CD. That. In terms of D. Now, just take note. We will first work in this triangle. Okay, we can just take, I just want to, and we will first get this. And then we will actually work in this triangle, and what I'm going to do, and just for explanation's sake, I'm going to put a F there. Then I'm going to work in this triangle, and I'm going to get BF. And I know that BF is the same as ED. And then I can just add it up. So it's quite a lot of calculations that we are going to do. But let's start. Number 1A. Just want to get my pen correct. Okay. This is number A. So just take note. To find CD, it will be CE plus ED. Okay, so let's start with, I'm going to take it in triangle, CEB, or BCE. BCE. Okay. Now, if I want to look, this is my special triangle. So let's just go and quickly write, because I'm going to work with them. Remember, it was a isosceles equilateral triangle. And then this was 2, but then if I cut in half, and this is 2, and this is square root 3, and this was the normal angle, so it was 60, and this was the smallest one, cut in 2, and that's 30. Okay. So if I want to find CE, I will work with, and I'm working from 60. Okay. So I'm going to say sin, let's just go to blue again, sin 60 is going to be opposite, are you with me? Because I'm in this triangle, I want opposite, so CE, this I will just use to get my answer of sin 60, CE over hypotenuse, so in this blue triangle, 2 square root 3D. So if I put this over 1 and I cross, I'm getting CE equals 2 square root 3D multiply sin 60. Now that's 2 square root 3D multiply sin 60. Now what is sin? It's opposite over hypotenuse, so it's going to be square root 3 over 2. Okay. Now if you put this over 1, the 2's is going to cancel. Square root 3 times square root 3 is just going to be 3D. That's going to be, no, there's too many equal signs now. Just 3D. Okay, so this is 3D. Now I'm going to work in the green triangle. I'm going to say in triangle, and then it's ABF. ABF. Okay. And now I'm going to say, okay, I want this, I want BF. So it's again opposite over, so but it's now going to be sin of how many degrees? Can you see 30? And that's going to be BF over 2D. Okay, and then I'm going to cross multiply. So BF equals 2d multiply sin 30. So it's 2d multiply. Now what is sin 30? It's a half. Can you see opposite hypotenuse? And again, the 2's cancel out. So that is just going to be d. So remember, and I'm going to write it now, I'm going to say BF is equal to ED, and that's equal to D. So therefore, CD, okay, where is, find CD? CD is equal to, I can repeat that, CE plus ED, and that is going to be equal to 3D plus D, and that's going to be equal to 4D. Okay, so that is my first answer. Find the length of CD in terms of D. Now, show that angle CAD. Now, let's just go back. They want, and it's actually bringing in another line. They want, okay, let's just get that angle. Angle CAD. Okay, show that. So now, take note. I have this. This is now not a problem. Okay, let's just get my pen correct. I know that this is 4D now. I must now find AD, and then I can work with tan, opposite over adjacent. But to find, and now I'm going to start again. Okay, let's go to number B. To find, okay, can I just show you again? To find AD, so AD is equal to AF plus FD. Okay, now AF is not a problem. The problem is going to be FD, but I must know that FD is the same as BE. Okay, so let's start by finding AF, and then, so I'm first working again in the 30, then I work in the 60, and then I just add it up. So it's just a lot of, so let's keep to the green. So I say in triangle ABF, and now I'm just going to say cos, my picture. Okay, let's just see if I make it a bit smaller. Then maybe I can see everything. Okay, let's see if we can do it like that. So I'm going to cos 30. So it's cos 30 because I want AF. Remember, I want AF. So it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's why it's cos. So adjacent, it's AF over, and don't forget that that is 2D. I go again to cos 30. Okay, let's first multiply over cross. So I get AF is equal to 2D multiply cos 30. And that's 2D multiplied. Now cos is square root 3, do you see? Adjacent over 2. And if I simplify that, then it's square root 3D. Okay, that is now in triangle. Now I think because I'm just going to do the other one next to it, just to so that you can see everything. So I'm just going to make a line here. Okay, then I'm going to say, and I'm in the blue triangle again. So I'm going to say in triangle, and now it's going to be BCE. BCE, okay, and now I want to find BE. So again, I'm going to say it's again cos, but now it's up 60, and it's going to be BE over, and now I'm going to again look, and it's going to be again that, do you see, 2 square root 3D. 2 square root 3D over 1. So BE equals cos 60 multiplied 2 square root 3D. Now what is cos 60? it's a half. Do you see it there? So it's a half multiplied 2 square root 3 d over 1. So the 2's cancel. So it's going to be square root 3. Let's just see BE. I just want to see. It's going to be square root 3 d. Okay, interesting. It's the same. Okay. So now I'm going to say, but I'm going to go to the picture again. I need the picture. I want to say BE. So, but BE, let's just take this away. So, BE equals DE. DE. It's just saying that that is equal to that. Is equal to square root 3d. And it's actually just saying, and I'm coming to my beginning. So therefore, AD equals AF, and I'm writing it just again, plus, is that AF plus FD, that's standing FD. And that is square root 3d plus square root 3d equals 2 square root 3d. Okay, so can I just go back again and just saying that this, just make it red, this is 2 square root 3d. Okay, now, and I'm going to do it here. It's just a lot of calculations, but it's not difficult calculations. Okay, let's just draw a line again there. And now I'm going to say, okay, can I just take out that triangle for you first, that you just see it? That red one. So that was C, that was A, that was D. That's 4D. And that we found now was 2 square root 3d. And I want that angle. So I'm going to say tan, okay, we can make it first yellow. So tan of angle CID, or how did they call it? Yes, CID, is 4d over 2 square root 3d. Okay. Now I can simplify. I can say that is equal, so it's going to be 2. The d's cancel out, and it's just the square root 3. The 2 on top, because it goes 1, 2, that. And now I go to the angle, therefore the angle CAD. And now I write it in that form. Tan minus 1, and then I write 2 over square root 3. And that is what they said I must get. So, as I said, a lot of calculations, but not really so difficult. Okay, that was number 1. Now let's do number 2. Just going to give a lot of space. Okay, let's just get that space. Okay, there it is. I think I'm going to keep it small, and it makes just my writing a little bit easier. And I think you can see. Okay, so let's start with number 2. I'm also going to try to not write too big. The first term of a geometrical progression in which the terms are positive is 50. Okay, so let's just get that one. The first term, I want to make yellow, is 50. Okay. The third term, so term 3 is equal to 32. Don't forget, it's a GP. Okay, they tell you it's a geometrical progression. I think I want to make it a bit bigger that you can read better. Otherwise, oh, sorry, not so big. Come on. I think that is enough. Okay, that you can read better. Okay, so let's go into start. Find the sum to infinity. Now let's start first. It's a GP. So I know that Tn equals ARn minus 1. So if I'm going to go for free, then it's going to be t free. Okay, so t free, it's 32. In the place of a, I put 50. In the place of r, I don't know r. Okay, but I know it's free terms, so 3 minus 1. So it's 32 equals 50 r squared. Okay. And now I'm going to get 32 over 50 equals r squared. And r is equal to plus minus 32 over 50. Okay. Can I just simplify this before I should have actually simplified it? So that was actually 16 over 25, and I think you see it then. So r is plus minus 4 over 5. But they said are positive. So therefore, r is 4 over 5. Okay. And now I go for the sum to infinity. So the sum to infinity is a over 1 minus r. In the place of a, I put 50, 1 minus 4 over 5. And then I'm just going to get, I can basically just take my calculator, put a bracket, and my answer will be 250. And that was number A. Number A has nothing to do with number B. And that's the reason why I can clean it. If it then I would have stayed with that. Okay. But it's almost like a 1 and a 2. Nothing to do with each other. You can first read it. Okay. I put in this question in trigonometry to show you that they can also ask sequences in trigonometry. And this is what I'm going to show you in number B. The first three terms, okay, the first three terms are, there's the first one, the second one, the third one, respectively, where x is an acute angle. Very important. Okay. Show that tan x is this. Now, they tell me also it's an AP, and that's very important. So you start by seeing it's an AP. Now you write down your first three terms. So it's 2 sin x, 3 cos x, and then sin x plus 2 cos x. So remember, that is term 1, that is term 2, that is term 3. Now I'm going to start, because I know it's an AP, it's almost like there's an unknown. I know that I can say the second term minus the first term is going to be equal to the third term minus the second. If it was a GP, I would have just used division. Okay. Now I substitute. So I'm going to say 3 cos x minus 2 sin x equals sin x plus 2 cos x. Okay, let's just move it a little bit. Minus 3 cos x. Okay. Now, the best will be, because I see they want to go to tan, to get all the like terms on one side. I can already simplify that. Do you see? This is like. Okay. So I think let's take the cos to this side. So let's make it 3 cos x. Now you can already simplify. It's minus, otherwise bring both over. But it's minus, so it's going to be plus another cos x. Do you see? I simplify already to negative cos x, come over positive cos x. This is sin x plus 2 sin x. So this is going to be 4 cos x equals 3 sin x. Make the pen correct. Now, they want to go to tan. If they want to go to tan, then I must divide by cos x, cos x. So I'm ending up with 4 that cancel equals 3 tan x. And now I divide 3, so therefore tan x is equal to 4 over 3. Exactly what they showed me there. And now, I'm going to go on to the second one. Find the sum of the first 20 terms. Now, before you do that, you first have to determine almost that x, the answer. Now, remember they said it was, where was it? It was an acute angle. So first now, before you go on, if it's acute, it means it's here. So get that angle, get x. So therefore, to get that x, okay, it's actually just here, so you're just going to press on your calculator, shift tan bracket 4 divided by 3. Okay, so let's just do that. Shift tan, make sure it's on degrees. Okay, just mine was not, okay, 1. So, okay, now you can go shift tan bracket 4 divided 3, close the bracket, equals. Now, the basic angle here is 53, make it 2 decimal, 1, 3. But that's also the angle. So I can already go and say x is equal to 53.13 degrees. Okay, keep it like that. And now I'm going to start. Now I can work out. So if I want D, how will I get D? Now, to get D, I can just say T2 minus T1 or T3 minus T2. So T2, okay, let's just fill it in. What is T2? It's going to be, okay, let's just go a little bit lower. T2, it's that statement. Do you see there? So it's going to be 3 cos 53.13 minus 2 sin 53.13. Okay, so basically you're just going to press that on your calculators. 3 times cos 53.13 minus 2 multiply sin 53.13 equals. Okay, now you get 0.2000. So I think if you make it, say, to 3 significant figures at least, or 4, but it's still going to be just that. That's the value of t. I have the value of n. What is the value of n? It's 20. Okay, now I can basically just start with the question. I'm going to say s. Okay, remember the formula. It's n over 2, 2a plus bracket n minus 1t. So it's S20 equals, then it's 20 over 2, 2a. Now what is a? Remember a is your first term. What is your first term? There it is. Can I show you? 2 sin x. 2 sin x. So go and say 2 sin x, but you have x now. So 2 sin that 53.13 plus 20 minus 1, and then d is 0.2. That's what you're going to multiply with. And then basically you're just going to press everything in your calculator. You can start with the bracket. Say 2 multiply sin 53.13 plus bracket. This is going to be 19. 19 multiply 0.2, close the bracket, equals, and this is going to be 10. So multiply 10 equals, and I get, oh, it seems to me I made a mistake somewhere, because this is now not going to give me the correct answer. So let's just press it again. There was the writing is correct. Oh, I see. There's a mistake. What is A? Can I just show you? I see the mistake. Maybe you already picked it up. A is this. And it's 2a. That is A. So it's just 2 times 2 sin 53. So please be careful. Did you see my mistake? I forgot to add that extra 2. Okay. So let's just, I'm going to write it better in. Just going to correct it here. I don't want to, I leave sometimes because so, put it in brackets. That was the mistake. So 2 sin 53.13. Close. Now we can try to press it again. Okay. So still, this is going to be 4. So I prefer still to press that first. So 4 multiply sin 53.13 plus bracket 19 multiply 0.2, close the bracket, equals multiply 10 equals. And I'm getting 69.999. So please, 17.0. That, make it to 3 significant figures. That is going to be my final answer. Okay, not so difficult. Just bringing trigonometry. Remember your sequences, and that's the way to do it. Okay. Let's go up. Okay. And then the final one. Let's just make space for number 3. Okay, there it is. Okay. I'm just moving it a little bit up. I'm moving this down, and now I can start. Number 3. Express the equation this in the form this, where k is a constant. Okay, hence solve the equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just express that. Just rewrite it first. Right. If I rewrite, I have sin 2x plus 3 cos 2x equals 3 sin 2x minus cos 2x. Okay. So I'm first going to just quickly multiply this out. Take all the sins and the cos to the same side. So, okay, let's just start. Sin 2x plus 3 cos 2x equals 3 sin 2x minus 3 cos 2x. Okay. Now, this is sin, this is sin, this is cos, this is cos. So, I think the best will be to take the sin to that side. I always try to avoid negative. So, then take, so it's that 3 cos 2x. This one comes over, and it's another 3 cos 2x. This is 3 sin 2x. This is minus sin 2x. So this is going to be 6 cos 2x, and this is going to be 2 sin 2x. Oh, come on, pen. Sin 2x. Okay. Now I'm just going to again, I want sin on top. So I divide by cos 2x. I divide by cos 2x. So I'm going to get 6 equals 2 tan 2x. And then I divide by 2. I divide by 2. So therefore, I'm getting tan 2x is equal to 3. So therefore, k is equal to 3. That's what they... Tan 2x, check there. Check there. Tan, they want you to find that value of k. And now they say solve. Now, just be very careful. Take first, let's start with that. Let's start with that domain. But the problem with this domain is that it's x, and there is 2x. So I will just times 2, times 2, times 2. Are you with me? So I will have 2x bigger than equal minus 180, smaller than equal 180. So if I'm going to draw my graph, okay, I'm just going to see that it's going to work like it's going to be up to there, 180, but it's also going to be to the negative side up to there, negative. And now I just have to concentrate. So first, this is now number B. First, find your basic angle, always. So press on your calculator, and it's in degrees. So make sure your calculator is on degrees. So shift, tan, and 3 and equals. And you get, make it 2 decimal places, 71.57. Now say tan 2x equals 3. Where is tan positive? Tan is positive in the first quadrant. And pan, think of your cast diagram. Don't forget your cast. Okay, so there it is positive. Now, for this one, it's going to be in the positive and this one is in the negative. So I'm going to say, okay, 2x, don't forget 2x, it's in that. So it's going to be 71.57. That's my first one. My second one, I'm going to say, okay, now be careful, it's the negative. So 2x, I always put the negative in front, but I go this way and I subtract because there's 180. So I'm going to say 180, because that one is 71.57, minus 71.57 degrees. That's my other. I could have written it next to it. And then I go divide 2, divide 2. So therefore, x equals, and if I divide 2, I get 35, and now I make 1 decimal place. And then this one, maybe I will put the in between first and say 2x equals, if I subtract, keep the negative in front, it's 108.43. Then I divide 2, then I divide 2. So therefore, x is negative 54, 1 decimal place, 2. And if you really want to see, if you didn't see it better, good, so you say therefore, x is 35.8 degrees, or x is negative 54.2 degrees. And that's how you do it. In the next video, I will do the rest of this revision exercise.